Tim, you could argue Verizon bought you for your exclusive content that you could give them. What from here can you give them that's exclusively?
Yeah, well, CES this year is amazing because you see connected cars, you see connected homes, and you see connected consumers with mobile. So, Verizon plays very well in all of those spaces, and AOL plays in those spaces. So we will bring content, which we call culture and code, which is the best of the content in the world, the best of code in the world, put it together. Brands like Huffington Post, TechCrunch, AOL On, Build. Verizon also did some of the largest media deals in the world last year with the likes of the NFL, NBA. So you have developing a mobile ecosystem around content and media, which is substantial, and Verizon is the best network in the US and one of the most substantial mobile players in the world.
You could have picked a lot of partners. Aren't you glad you didn't pick Yahoo? And I say that because it's going through a really tough time.
Well, we were very careful in our strategy, and we have a 2020 strategy in front of us.
You were careful in a good way.
Right, which is really about mobile. So I think from our standpoint, we choose everything we do based on the strategy. Verizon was ranked #1 on our list of partners that would help get to our strategy, and we could help Verizon get to their strategy. And I think Verizon, has been a company that people haven't spent as much time looking at in this area. They have done an amazing job of really developing mobile services that I think are going to power everything at CES. And they have launched their Hum product for cars. They have a lot of in-home products.
But in a way, you're competing with the Comcasts of the world. You're competing with the Snapchats of the world, instantaneous.
Yeah.
And on a day like this, people do turn to AOL for news. I hear a lot of people say, oh, it's the front page of AOL, this story. We got a big story developing in North Korea with a potential claim of a bomb, an H-bomb that went off.
Right.
Are you checking the hits moment by moment?
Yeah, I mean, we're, everything is real time, and there's 3 billion additional people coming online, which, people discount. They think the internet's big right now. The internet's going to double in size over the next 3 or 4 years, and it's going to speed up. There's going to be faster networks, faster devices. So things like news and content, which consumers eat like they eat food. They want it every day,
and
right?
media.
And they want it fast. And so that's a huge advantage for us. We have some of the best brands. We're the digital partner for CES with TechCrunch and Engadget. So if you want technology news this week, our properties are the best place to get it.
Virtual reality. That seems to be a theme that is massive here this time around.
Yeah.
Are you guys creating virtual reality content?
Yeah, that's one of the areas that we're investing in 2016. And,
How much?
And the reason we are, we'll end up investing probably tens of millions of dollars in virtual reality in 2016. And the reason is consumers want immersive experiences. And if you think back with the history of media, the transition from radio to TV and TV to the internet, people want more personalized experience. So when you see a news story, instead of just hearing about it, why don't you want to be in it? You can imagine what happens when you look at...
I don't want to be in a hydrogen bomb.
You don't want to be there. But by the way, you may want to feel like what if a hydrogen bomb feels like when it goes off. What does that feel like overall? So you as a consumer are going to get the experience of experiencing things real time and in a reality-based environment.
How big will the election year be for AOL?
I think it's going to be really big. We just took back the #1 rankings with Huffington Post for the political coverage digitally. And I think, we're planning on basically covering it very closely and also doing it in a very unique way. I think the way that we cover it from a technology standpoint, from a Huffington Post standpoint, and from an AOL consumer standpoint
Lance,
is going to be very powerful.
We're having a fireside chat
Oh, I love
here.
fireside chat.
Yeah, look at this.
And we've got these beautiful stools.
Fireside chat.
Right?
Yeah.
The virtual fire.
Right. You see everything here at CES.
Right.
And you're not a gadget company,
Right.
but
we like to power those gadgets. So hopefully there's a lot of data running through that fire that we can empower with Verizon, and hopefully somebody has a nice set above that fire that we can put great content and video assets against. So that's why this place, I look at this CES week as, this is probably the most exciting week since the internet started in terms of the amount of innovation that's happening in consumers' lives. And there's people here from 153 countries, 170,000 people came to CES this year. This is an important year for CES.
Do you think it'll be bigger this year?
I think so. I think you look at the global economy, lots of questions about it. If you are at CES this week and you look at the amount of innovation going on, there is no question that regardless of what the economy does, the technology space and the innovation space is going to explode this year. I think there'll be more and more investments going into service, not just devices, but people's entire lives. And Well, at a high level, what you're seeing is development of a human operating system where, as you've had an operating system on your desktop for the last 20 years, you're going to have an operating system in your life, and it's going to help you do everything from open up your door to make sure your car is safe and on the right trajectory. So it's very exciting. Thank you.